The Homecoming by Rabindranath Tagore is a story which reflects conflict, control, responsibility, love, and isolation. This story is about a 14-year-old boy, Fatik. Fatik was a ringleader among the boys of his village. He would always remain involved in one or other kind of mischief. One day he saw a heavy log of wood and decided to roll it away with the help of his friends. All his friends were excited, but Makhan, his younger brother, sat down on the log and refused to move. Fatik then commanded the boys to roll the log and Makhan over together. All the boys began calling out, 1, 2, 3, and go. Makhan was now angry and he went home crying. Fatik, on the other hand, sat there unperturbed and continued to chew the grass. It was at that very moment that a middle-aged man with grey hair and dark moustache stepped up. He inquired where the Chakravartis lived. Fatik indifferently replied, "Over there." In the meantime, a servant came and picked up Fatik in his arms and carried him home. Fatik's mother scolded him for hitting Makhan. Fatik's patience got exhausted and he rushed at Makhan. Fatik's mother beat Fatik with his hand. Fatik, in anger, pushed her aside. It was at this critical juncture that the grey haired stranger arrived. Fatik now looked ashamed. Fatik's mother was surprised to see her brother Bhishambar. Her brother had gone away soon after she had married and he had started business in Bombay. Bhishambar had come to meet his widowed sister and to pay condolences as he had settled now in Calcutta. Bhishambar, after looking at the situation, offered to take Fatik with him to Calcutta and educate him with his own children. The widowed mother readily agreed. Fatik was also happy. While leaving his village, he gave Makhan his fishing rod, big kite, and his marbles. However, Fatik's excitement turned into pain when he reached Calcutta. His aunt was upset at the thought of raising the fourth boy along with her three boys. He was an unwelcome guest. The atmosphere of neglect in his aunt's house made the cheerful Fatik dull. He turned from a mischievous lad to a sad boy. He would dream of his village home, glorious meadows, broad river banks, his band of boys, and his mother. In the school, he felt left out. He remained silent and suffered. In the midst of all this, one day Fatik lost his lesson book. Day after day, the teacher caned and punished him. His condition became miserable, and he told the truth to his aunt. But his aunt scolded him badly. That night, Fatik had fever, and next morning he disappeared. Bhishambar then lodged a police complaint, and by evening, the police could search the boy. His face and eyes flushed red with fever. He sobbingly told his uncle that he was going back home to his village. His fever rose. In a delirious state, he kept saying, "Have the holidays come? Can I go home?" Looking at his condition, Bhishambar called Fatik's mother. On seeing his mother, Fatik stopped his restless movement. He slowly turned his head and, without seeing anybody, just said, "Holidays have come." The Homecoming, thus, is a touching story. The Homecoming